Hi guys, AngryMonkey here, and I was suggested to do a little tour of the Monkey Cave. Working title on that, but I kind of like the sound of that Monkey Cave. Of just kind of where all the video games happen and everything else. So I figure I'd just go ahead and start walking forward, kind of showing everything off. I mean, if you guys have seen my videos before, especially the unboxing videos, you've seen a kind of a taste of this, but I guess this will be a little bit more of a little bit more in-depth tour. So I guess we'll start over here. I don't really want to show my face on screen, but here are some Amiibos that I have. So what you have on this front row, or this top row here, you have Animal Crossing, Splatoon, Kirby, Pikmin, Metal Gear Solid, and Street Fighter, Pac-Man. Yeah, there's a lot on that shelf. And going down, you got Pokemon in the back. You also have the Mii Fighters and Shovel Knight, Earthbound, Castlevania. Most of these are Smash Brothers characters, but I don't discriminate. I like to have all the Amiibos I could possibly have. And then I also have a couple glass Pokeballs back there. Got a Mewtwo in that one. Got an Eevee in that one. They light up, which is really cool. Then going down on this shelf was I was initially doing like a sci-fi meets fantasy type shelf. So you got Mega Man and Metroid, F-Zero, the Robs, Duck Hunt, Star Fox. And then in more the fantasy section, well, Bayonetta's, I guess, sci-fi. I don't know what you would describe that one. But you have the swordsman, Fire Emblem characters mostly, Kid Icarus, Final Fantasy, and all that good stuff. And then I have so many Zelda that Zelda gets their own shelf. And on the very bottom, as you can see, Mario also gets its own shelf. Just all the Mario Amiibos and Donkey Kong and Yoshi, which are kind of standalone series, but they're still part of the Mario universe. So those are the Amiibos that I have. Quickly going through that, those are just a bunch of anime figures and a few video game characters in there as well. Like you can see Crash Bandicoot up front, little Portal, Sentry Bot. But the big meat of this video is going to be in all this. So, in case you're wondering, how many game consoles do I have? I think I counted 23, not counting portables. And I'll go over the portables in a little bit too. Well, I guess we'll start over here. So, I have a tube TV that I sometimes like to hook up the retro game systems to play them the right way. Because there's a big difference when you're playing on a tube TV versus a regular flat screen TV. They look better. Like, I mean, that's what they're made for. Is on a tube TV. Like, this is the only way to actually play Duck Hunt, for example, is because the zappers take into account the curvature of a tube TV screen and everything. It just works better. But the graphics, like, I remember playing A Link to the Past on this TV, and the graphics were amazing compared to that. So anyway, that's why I have both. That was free. Got it from my grandpa's barn. Yeah. Going down underneath that, the Lloyd's TV Sports 802, which is probably my oldest video game console I have. which I think was released in 1977. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work. I mean, it turns on, and this controller port works, which is player 2. But player 1, I put it in there, and I think I put it in there backwards or upside down or whatever. I don't know. And when I pulled it out, I pulled out some of the guts with it. So there's something wrong. So player 1 is unresponsive. So pretty much out of all these games, I can only play practice. Yeah, like all the tennis related stuff, I can't play those. I can't play even with the gun, which I have up here, which is a really realistic looking. I mean, it's plastic, of course, but it's like a pistol. You can put this on there, so you have the stock, and change it from a pistol barrel to a rifle barrel. Really interesting and ahead of its time setup, in my opinion. This Lloyd TV Sports, I'm trying to think on when I got this. It was, I know it was just a couple years ago, probably 2016, 17, I really don't remember. Underneath that, you have the Intellivision, which also sadly doesn't work. I mean, it's like the TV recognizes, okay, cool, there's something connected, but it doesn't know what's connected. So it's just a blank screen. So, yeah. So I need to get another Intellivision that actually works, because I've got a bunch of games for it. It came with, like, I don't know, 20 games or something, and I can't play them. Oh, good thing I've got the Intellivision Lives on PS2. And then on the very bottom here, you have the Vectrex, which is its own built-in console, and the controller is part of it. I can't do this one-handed. There we go. So there's the controller for it. And, well, the controller doesn't work. You're thinking, geez, Angry Monkey, does anything that you have work? Well, yeah, I'll get to those. I mean, the Vectrex works just fine. Controller had some soldering issues, and I thought, okay, I'll just get a replacement controller, but the replacement controllers are like, I don't know, they were really expensive. I have this Pong console here that is still in the box. There we go. I don't know if it works. I have no room to try it. My Intellivision and the Vectrex I actually got the same day. That was what, 2018? I'm trying to remember. I think it was like the same day, like 2 antique malls that I went in. And I got one of them at one store, and I remembered or thought, you know what? I should probably get the other one from the other place. I'm going to kick myself if I don't get it. Yeah, they were expensive. I mean, I think it was like $100 for like one or each or whatever. I mean, the Intellivision should have been a good deal because it said tested works, and it was like 20 games with it. And I thought, hey, that's an amazing deal. And the Vectrex, well, I knew the controller didn't work, and so I think that's why it was like 80 to 100. It wasn't that bad of a deal. And I thought, well, that's okay. I'll get a new controller, which, like I said earlier, well, that didn't work out. And then my Atari Pong, I got that at an antique toy mall. I think 2019, which I remember that was like the weekend after a convention. Like the convention was the previous weekend, and this was the next weekend. And I found this console, and I thought, man, I need to learn how to manage my money better. But there was no way I was going to pass that up. I mean, when I see a game console, I have to get it. Especially one of the rarer ones, because you just never know when you're going to see it again. Got my Super Scope here that somebody sold me at GameStop. He was selling a bunch of games at GameStop, and like stuff like this. And they're like, well, we can't buy that. And I don't know, he sold it to me for like $15, $20, I think it was $20. That plus the Super Scope game for like $20. I had cash. I thought, yeah, because it was probably going to be double that if I were to go somewhere else. I mean, it was just some dude that's like, I just want to get rid of this stuff. I'm like, I'll take it. Yeah, so that's awesome. Now, moving on to the stuff that actually works. Bottom row here, got my Nintendo 64, which it still has Mario Party 3. Oh, Future Me blocked that top part out. I don't know if Kaj wants his last name. He gave me or sold me a copy of that. I got my 64 back in 2008. Now, I mean, I've played... See, I didn't really grow up on the video game consoles, sadly. I'll get to what my first video game console was, but I first discovered the 64, played the original Smash Brothers at a friend's house. Well, he's not really a friend anymore, but long story there. But I remember we did a lot of Smash Brothers. I remember playing GoldenEye at somebody's house. And, I mean, there's still a lot of nostalgic value with the Nintendo 64, so I was excited to finally get that. Some 64 games I've played on the channel: Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, Ocarina, although we played it on the GameCube, but I mean, actually it's a 64 game. We started Majora's Mask, but Citrus hasn't been available for like 2.5 years. I mean, we've recorded other stuff with Kaj and Phoenix, like Dokapon Kingdom and a little bit of Smash Brothers, and probably a couple other games. But as far as like me and him, we haven't gotten together since like March of 2018. And yeah, I miss recording Majora. Anyway, moving on, we have the Super Nintendo. I think I have the F-Zero in there. I haven't played any Super Nintendo games on here yet on the channel because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to hook it up to record. I think I can go through my VCR, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I got that. I got it for Christmas, what, 2013? Future me, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Next to that, you have the Atari. Well, I mean, it's like the Sears version of the... Ooh, that's really dark. Let me pull out a... There we go. I mean, yeah, so this is technically the Sears version, so it's not like an official Atari, even though it is still an Atari. But you can tell based on the 4 switches versus the 6 switches, which actually works better for me because it fits better. And what previous shelving system I had, the 6 switch didn't work. Basically, there's 2 additional switches, which I don't remember what they are, but they're like on the back is a different kind of switch. Yeah, anyway. Now this is sadly my second Atari. Well, kinda. I mean, I bought an Atari from a hoarder and didn't work, so we gave it back to him. But I think it actually did work, we just didn't have the right connections. And then when I got an adapter, then this second Atari I've had since 2012 works just fine. So, which... Maybe I got both that and that in 2012, not 2013. Again, future me, correct me. And next to that, once again, really dark. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? There we go. Have my Sega Genesis. Another console I haven't played on this channel. See, the problem is, all 3 of these require coax versus RCA, and so I gotta do like a special extra step as far as like an adapter or whatever. So that's the reason why I haven't played any Genesis games on the channel yet either. But I mean, I've got a lot planned. I mean, like the SNES has so many great games, and whoa, I'm probably making you woozy right now. And there's a lot of great games on the Atari that I like to play. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to record, and I've got a lot of games to choose from. Anyway, so I think I got that 2012. 2012 and 13 were really big video game console years for me. Above that, man, the lighting is terrible. Got the original Xbox, got that for Christmas in 2012. No, it was 11. It was 11 and 12 were the big Christmas years, not 12 and 13. So that was 12. That was 11. I think that was 12. I think that might have been 12. Here is my VCR. I actually still have some VHS tapes. But I've had this VCR. This is probably the oldest thing I have in my whole setup as far as me personally having. I mean, I've had this for 20 years probably. Next to that, you have the DVD recorder. This is where I record all of my stuff that's not on the computer. So basically, everything that's not 999 and another upcoming game I played on Steam. Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm sorry, what was that? Nothing. Which will be recorded or uploaded at some point in the future. I don't know when. Next to that, hard to tell, but you got a PS2 there. Got that 2011, like the summer, like, I don't know, close to July 4th, 2011. Got that along with Star Wars Battlefront, which is probably the best game on the PS2. But above that, my Xbox 360. This is probably my... yeah, I know I've had this since high school. This was Christmas of 2008. Got my 360 brand new. This is one of the few consoles I actually got new. Like in the box and everything. We went to GameStop and I picked out a bunch of games for Christmas, so I had like, I don't know, 10 games that I started off with, so that was really cool. Like all from the $5 bin or $10 bin from GameStop. Above that, you got the original Nintendo, which this is my second NES. My first one, the pin connections died and the games wouldn't register to play, so I had to get a new one. Plus, we tried opening it up to try to straighten everything out. I think we made it worse, so here's my second NES. Above that, have my Nintendo Switch with 4 different Joy-Cons, because I love the colors of these Joy-Cons. Got this on launch date with Breath of the Wild, which I haven't played since basically launch date. Oh man, it's so bad. Next to that, you have the Wii. This was my second game console that I added to my collection in the winter of 2008. Man, the Wii was so hard to find. I don't know if you guys remember that. But back in the day, like, the Nintendo Wii was impossible. Like, everybody wanted it and nobody had it in stock. You had to go to a store with a special voucher, and they're like, oh, sorry, we gave out all the vouchers at 5 a.m. this morning. You should have been there for that. I'm like, really? Yeah, so fortunately, a guy that my dad worked with at the time was like, oh, yeah, I'm selling my Wii. And so we got the Wii, 3 remotes, a Guitar Hero controller, and 3 games for like $250, which was amazing. That was an amazing deal back then. And it was like not even a month before Brawl came out, so I was like, I gotta get the Wii because I gotta get Brawl. So that was really exciting. Above that, we got the Wii U, which was Christmas of 2012. Yeah, I got like 4 game systems in 2012. I think 11, 12, and 13 were all big years. Yeah, I think it was original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Dreamcast were all 2011. 2012 was like the Nintendo Wii U, original Xbox, my new Dreamcast, which I'll get to that in a little bit. And then like 2013 was the Xbox One. It might have been the only game console I got in 2013. So I guess it was 11 and 12. I don't know. It's been so long ago. All these dates start to blur together. But anyway, here's my Xbox One. Next to that, got my PS4 with Saitama guarding it and Genos. Thank you, Genos. Don't blow up. One Punch Man joke. I got this, summer of 2014. This was the first console I got moving down into the basement, which that was 2014. So that was kind of my first new console I bought with my own money that wasn't Christmas related. This video is about to shut off, so I will be back with you in just a second. Okay, moving on. PS3. That was 2010, Christmas of 2010, which so far I've only played one PS3 game on the channel, which is LA Noire, which I'd love to play more PS3 games. I mean, PS3 was a great console. I mean, I was more... It's weird. I was definitely a 360 person over PS3, but definitely favor the PS4 over the Xbox One, which I'm pretty sure that's most people. But anyway, got the PS3. Under that, got the Ouya, which I have no games for it. I don't really understand how this thing works. I mean, you have to... I don't know if it's because I don't know if I have internet on it even. But that's how you download games, because it's all like Android operating system or whatever. And Odin X86, if you guys have watched my Smash Brothers Let's Play, he joined us on that. And that's the only thing that he's been in. I don't think the whole Let's Play thing really caught on with him. He doesn't really watch them. He doesn't understand the appeal, probably. But I helped him move out from his parents' house to his first apartment, and he gave me that as a free gift, so that was really cool. That would have been 2015, probably. Under that, this is my second Dreamcast, because like I said, my first one, you'd be playing a game, and it'll automatically reset. Like, just imagine if somebody walks up and hits the reset button. That's basically... Is that the reset button? No, that's the power button. Where's the reset button? There is no reset button. Okay. But just imagine if there's a reset button and somebody hits the reset button, and it goes back to the main menu. And I'm like, but I was playing Sonic Adventure, and now I'm back at the main menu of the console. And the clock didn't work right. It no matter how many times I said it, it still thought it was 1999, which is fine. I mean, 1999 was a great year, but anyway. So I sold that, got a new one. I think I got the new one for Christmas in 2012. Yeah. The GameCube. I kind of take this for granted because I've had it for so long that I'm like, oh, it's a GameCube game. And like for a while, like I was so bored because all I had was the GameCube. But I mean, the GameCube's got some amazing games for it. And this is my oldest console that I personally have in my collection, is outside of the VCR. But I got this for Christmas 2003 as my first like TV console. Got Smash Brothers and Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex. Those are my first two games. And I mean, I just adore the GameCube. It's so many great games, great memories. I know I've talked about Lucky Orange. Well, here's Lucky Orange, with my name taped on there because I brought it to somebody's house, so that way they know that it's mine. Yeah, so GameCube's great. Has the Game Boy player, so that way I can play Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games, all in a channel. Which I've only done that once, and it's currently not yet uploaded. It's part of my backlog. Nicktoons Unite on Game Boy Advance. I was like, you know what? I'll just play this game real quick, and I beat it like 2.5 hours. The entire game. It's a very short game. I remember I bought it one night and I beat that game the very next day. I'm like, oh, that's it. That's the whole game. It was so easy. I mean, it was fun, but like even for my standards, it was incredibly easy. I gotta move Jotaro out of the way. As you can see there, got my PlayStation. Got that. Oh, when did I get that? I know I initially had 2 of these because I thought it didn't work. So then I bought a second PlayStation for like $10, and that one was dealing with the same issue. And I thought, okay, well, I have 2 PlayStations, neither of them are working, like they wouldn't turn on. So I thought, since it's the exact same issue, there's got to be something wrong. So I unplugged controllers, I took out memory cards, I did a bunch of different things, and it turns out it was, in fact, the memory card. For some reason, when I put in that memory card... Oh no, my battery's about to die. When I put in that memory card, the PlayStation just wouldn't respond. And, it was so weird. So I gave one to Odin, because he's like, oh dude, you got 2 of these, can I buy that one for the price that's on there? I said, yeah, that's fine. And I gave him a controller. Might have been 25, not 10. It was probably 25. Anyway, yeah, so that was probably later in 2011 or 2012 when I got my PlayStation. Let me switch batteries because this thing's about to die on me. Next, we're going to move on to the portable consoles that I have. So, as you can see, I have 2 original Game Boys. I had to get a second one because, well, actually, this would be my third one. This was my very first video game thing, period, was the original Game Boy. Although I didn't get it, like, when it was first released, or... I got it, like, the same year the Game Boy Advance came out. So, yeah, some kid at summer camp gave me his old Game Boy. He had a Game Boy Pocket. It was a silver Game Boy Pocket with Pokemon Yellow that he always played. And he gave me his old Game Boy. Went to a Walmart, before it was a Super Walmart, to buy a copy of Blue version. So that was my very first Pokemon, or my very first video game, as well as my first Pokemon game. Then I gave it to a little boy that lived up the street from me, who got a Game Boy Advance SP like 2 weeks later. And I thought, well, I kind of regret that, so I eventually did buy a second Game Boy, and the battery's corroded in it, and it doesn't work anymore. So I got a third one that somebody got me for Christmas, 2015? It's either 2015 or 2016. Not like on Christmas Day, but we had a little gift exchange. I think that was 2015. And that one still works. I actually just tried it. And it still has red version in it from the last time I played. Oh, there's still a barcode on the back. Wow, that's... And my file from red version, it's not like my original red version from way back when, but my most recent time playing through red version, my file is still on there. I'm in Victory Road. Pidgeot, Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, Dugtrio, Pikachu, levels ranging from level 45 to 47. So I got a pretty good team there. Anyway, moving on. Got a Sega Game Gear. Cousin gave that to me. She didn't play it anymore, and she's like, "Hey, do you want a Sega Game Gear?" I'm like, "Sure." So I think I bought it. I don't think she gave it to me, but I bought it from her. And I don't know if it works. I actually haven't tried it out. I think I turn it on, but I think the batteries are dead in it now. So hopefully it works, and not corroded batteries like that Game Boy. But I've had that a while. Game Boy Pocket. A cousin from Florida, when she heard I got my first Game Boy, she's like, "Hey, you can have this old Game Boy." So she sent up the Game Boy Pocket. There were a couple games. She might have sent up Tetris on Game Boy. Game Boy Camera as well. Same color as the Game Boy Pocket, so that was kind of cool. Kind of matched. So I've had that for... And this is my original Game Boy Pocket. I've had this for about 18 years now. So this is one of the oldest that I actually have as far as me personally having it. It probably is the oldest. I mean, it would have been my original Game Boy, which would have been also about 18, 19 years old, but I think 18 years old. But since this isn't my original, it doesn't count. Whereas that is my original Game Boy Pocket from like 2002. Yeah, like I said, I was a little late on the video game bandwagon. Moving down to the second row, Game Boy Color. I bought that at a pawn shop back in 2010 for $10. Now, granted, I would have liked the teal, but the lime green is pretty cool. Oh, fun fact, in case you didn't know, the color on Game Boy Color, how it's in different colors, those were the original 5 colors that the Game Boy Color came in. I thought that was kind of a cool fun fact. So you had the pink, you had purple, the lime, you had a yellow, and you had the teal. So that was cool. Next to that, Game Boy Advance. Now this is my second Game Boy Advance. There was a little girl that was part of a church group that my parents were in, and I said, "Oh yeah, you can have my Game Boy Advance, and you can borrow my copy of Donkey Kong Land on Game Boy." Well, she never gave it back, so I had to buy another copy of Donkey Kong Land. And I kind of regretted that, but I didn't need the Game Boy Advance at that time. But I kind of regret giving it away. I mean, this was back when I was young and stupid. I got my Game Boy Advance for my birthday in 2002. Or was it 2003? I think it was 2002. Yeah, 2002. But I didn't need it anymore when I got my SP. Which, this is a limited edition Platinum and Onyx, I think is what they called that combination. Because I was going to get the silver one, and then I found this limited edition. Well, I was going to get the limited edition, like lime or green. I know Kaj got one of those because he kind of bragged about it. I'm like, that's no fair. I wanted that one, but I was saving up money for the SP, and then this limited edition came out. I think my dad might have helped me on that one a little bit because I said it's a limited edition, but I think I at least paid half of it, which, I mean, that's a pretty big feat for a kid to pay for either the whole thing or half of a Game Boy. And it still works. And so I've had that since 2004, I think. Either 03 or 04. I remember when I first got my first Game Boy Advance, and I was on Nintendo's website a couple days later, and they announced the SP, and I thought, really? I just got the Game Boy Advance, and you're already announcing a new one? Yeah. But, I mean, the SP was great. I mean, it was groundbreaking for its small size. I mean, look how small that is. As well as the backlit screen. So, no more not being able to play in the back seat of a car and at night. You can still play your games. And that was amazing. So yeah, I think I got that in 2004. Next to that, I got the PSP. Had that 2012, 2013. I think it was 2013. My dad was selling a guitar to somebody, and he's like, "Oh, how about a trade? I can trade you this much plus PSP." And my dad's like, "Hey, are you interested in a PSP?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So that was part of the trade. I think it works, but I think it's dead right now. Moving down here, my first Nintendo DS. I had to get a second one, as you can see there, because my first one I brought it to school, and it was in the front pocket of a backpack, and this happened. It's hard to see on camera. Yeah, there you go. See? The LCD screen cracked really bad, plus this hinge broke too. So just imagine playing a game. Jeez, it's hard to do this all one-handed. So just imagine playing a game like this. Somehow I managed to beat Phantom Hourglass on this DS like this. So when I said that I need a new DS, because that happened, so that's where that one came in, and this one of course still works. I don't use it that much anymore, thanks to my 3DS. But I have used it recently, a few years ago, to trade some Pokemon between... I think I used it to transfer. Because, I mean, the original DS, you could put a game in the Game Boy Advance slot, and you could transfer Pokemon from Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire into Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver. And then from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, transfer those to White, Black, White 2, and Black 2. You needed a second DS. So I was really excited that, hey, I can actually do... Even if I didn't have that, well, I've got two of those, but I was able to transfer into Black and White and transfer all those Pokemon I had from Ruby... and I was able to transfer those into White. And then from White, I think Pokemon Bank works or was compatible with Black and White. And then I was able to transfer them from Black and White into the Pokemon Bank, which then you can put those in Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, X and Y. And then, of course, you have Pokemon Bank, which is compatible with Pokemon Home, which then you can put in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and Sword and Shield. So anyway, those are my portable game consoles. So not counting duplicates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 portable consoles. Plus all of this was, I think, 32 consoles total. So that's I'm really excited about this collection. I'm always down for finding more because there's a lot of consoles I'd like to have that I don't have yet. Even portables. I'd love to get a hold of the PS Vita, the Game Boy Micro. What was Atari's? Was that the Lynx? The Atari Lynx, was that the portable? I think that was the portable. I'd love to get one of those. Didn't Neo Geo make one? Like a portable Neo Geo? I think so. I don't know. But I'd love to get a hold of one of those. Magnavox Odyssey, the Neo Geo TurboGrafx 16, Sega Master System, which I almost got. I mean, I entered a sweepstakes for Retro Game Treasure, and well, I guess somebody else won. Atari 5200, 7800, Jaguar, Sega Saturn. I am interested in getting a CDI, but oh man, those things are expensive. Same with the 3DO. I mean, the 3DO is insanely expensive back then. I mean, it was like the 3DO was like $700 back in the 90s. I can't imagine how much that thing costs now. Although I don't think there's that high a demand for it. But then again, it's also retro, so it probably is still in high demand. What else? Yeah, there's a lot of game consoles I don't have that I'd love to get a hold of. But at the same time, I also can enjoy what I already have with all these. I'm sitting on the floor right now. That's pretty obvious. And I guess I'll I guess at the end of because this little 20-minute video thing, the camera I'm using only records in 20-minute segments, and it's like 15 minutes long already, on top of this already half-hour long video or whatever. I don't know. Before this, it's a long video, and I haven't even got a chance to show off the games that I have. So I guess I'll be with you in just a second. I guess I'll have to clean up all these first. I don't want to step on any of these. These are too valuable to step on. And I'll be with you guys in just a minute.